Hello, Tony. If that is your real name.
It's not, but you don't need to know.
Because I'd have to cure ya. Sorry it took me so long.
Yeah, that's all right. I was thinking of running to the bathroom too, and I thought, no, as soon as I do,
Idiot will call.
he will.
All right. So, am I allowed to see you this time?
No.
Okay. Oh shoot. Hello. I think it's your teas.
Ah. It's that time again. Yes, This Is True Radio is back on the whatever this is. What?
This is True Radio?
Oh, this is true, really?
News?
They both start with R's. Radio and news both start with R's.
Really?
This is True Radio News.
Oh, okay, fine.
With pictures. Really?
So you're certain? Nice.
Didn't take long to get there.
No, it didn't.
No, just saying.
How about finishing this up?
Where was I now? What were we doing?
You're teasing.
No, that wasn't it.
Yes, it was.
Oh, that's it. Hey, like, subscribe, and follow This Is Truly News. News. Not This Is True Radio, really. What did I say? Anyway, This Is TITR. Follow that. And if you have weird stuff that you'd like to send us that we could share, or not, or just smirk about in our own private smirking.
Yes.
Private smirking. Why does that sound like somebody that should be in a movie somewhere?
And we've gone off the rails.
Look at that. And it's early yet. Please like, subscribe, and follow This Is Truly News. Thank you for your support.
This is True, Really News with Scott Combs and Tony Vercanis. All the news you're about to hear is true,
Really?
as far as you know.
This from
What rails do we keep going off of, by the way?
well, they must be narrow gauge tracks because we get off them real easy.
That's true.
This from Sky News. The RSPCA keeps track of the animals they rescue. Are you ready for their partial list from last year?
Probably not, but go ahead.
Among the first animals to be rescued in 2022 was Nacho, a 6-month-old seal pup discovered next to a riverbank by a pub in Keynsham, Bristol. 2 days later, another seal pup was found on a cliff in Weybourne, Norfolk, 50 feet from the beach. Mom and Dad weren't looking out for him, I'm telling you. The charity was called out to a fox trapped in a watering can in Colchester, Essex in February, and it would be.
Well, now I understand how that one poor fox only had 2 legs.
And another fox was found with a large can of dog food in Barking, London.
Pretty much writes itself, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm. Several foxes caught themselves in the central hole of old vehicle wheels. They had been taken off, and they tried to including a cub, which had found its way into a shed in Orpington, southeast London. The residents also discovered his sister in the shed, anxiously watching her brother, according to the rescuer. In July, customers eating at a McDonald's in Bognor Regis, West Sussex. Why is Sussex here so often?
It's the water.
They were confronted by a 5-foot-long boa constrictor slithering through the restaurant. The RSPCA was called in September after a Hispaniolan common tree frog traveled 4,300 miles from the Dominican Republic in the Caribbean to the UK on a bunch of bananas.
Boy, did you go the wrong direction, dude.
Right? Ian Holloway from Tamworth, Staffordshire said, we were unpacking the shopping in the kitchen and my wife turned to me and said, look, there's a frog in the bananas. And I said, I'm sorry, there's a what?
Is that a joke somewhere?
Yeah, this sounds like the beginning. Horse and a frog in the bananas walk into a bar. Rescuer Johnny Wood said the frog was in good condition despite the long journey. And thank you, RSPCA. Off to you. They got a tough job.
And I go off the rails.
Well, not without a little prodding from...
Well, as long as we're in England, farmer Richard Nicholson of Cannon Hall Farm in Barnsley, England, wondered out loud why his sheep were gradually turning pink, according to a BBC report. I want to see James Herriot fix that.
It's the pinking shears, I'm telling you.
All creatures great and small. Let's find out about these pink sheep. He thought farm workers were using spray markers too enthusiastically. Okay, I could.
Yeah, I've seen him do that.
Okay. He eventually realized that the yous and the theys and the thous
and the thems
were rubbing against a new red feeder. Color was bleeding into the wool. Nichols said visitors to the farm certainly do a double take when walking past.
Pre-dyed wool.
Wow, it's ingenious. I know there's a thing called sheep dipping, but I didn't think that was this.
And it's not for coloring.
No, they're starting to look like a bunch of old ladies who've had the same hairdo. No, they're not. Then they
look like Dame Edna.
They'd be blue. They'd have blue hair, wouldn't they?
Not Dame Edna. Well, not always.
Yeah, his sheep gets sheared only twice a year, so they'll be pink ladies for a while yet. Thank you, and good night, Ralph. Bad.
What a way to go. Sir Arthur Aston, as long as we're in England, was an English soldier who fought for King Charles in the English Civil War. I think that was the Roundheads and the Dipsticks were the two combating.
Or the 30 years, 100 years.
Rose War.
Rose of War.
Yeah.
Which was won by the Gophers, by the way, in 1943.
Up in Sterling.
No, in California. I don't know why they moved it there. Well, the weather's better.
Than Sterling? Yeah.
You're going to fight a war. Let's fight the war where it's comfortable. And nobody will miss anything. So if California went missing, who would know?
Yeah.
Really?
During his service, he eventually became governor of Oxford and lost his leg in an injury involving a horse. He was then moved to Drogheda, where as governor, he repulsed an enemy's advancement 3 times. Count them. Well, depends on where you are on the continent. 3 times before he eventually lost and was beaten to death with his wooden leg in 1649.
That's going to leave a mark and splinters. Well, as long as we're in England.
Here we go.
Blue Water Wakes in Champagne, France. It's just across the little water thing.
Let's just call France England from now on.
Yeah, do that. See how
it's
that
not
works.
Like the French are doing anything cool.
By the way, if there are any French listening to us.
I better check that.
There aren't, are there? Please tell me there aren't any French.
Yeah, but we got people in France. We got people in Vietnam. So
I'm not talking Vietnam here. I'm talking to France. These people take offense.
Yeah, but we had all the peace talks in French. France.
The hell is wrong with you?
Well,
don't start. Blue Water Lakes, Champagne, or is it Champagne, France, is the home of the carrot. The carrot, no, it's not what you're thinking. It's a hybrid leather carp koi fish. Yep, that was the same look I had. Was released into the fishing lakes 20 years ago and has been eluding fishermen ever since, according to the Daily Mail. Well, not ever since. Early November, Andy Hackett from Worcestershire Sauce, England, landed the 67-pound butte. 67 pounds of fish in a freshwater lake?
Yeah. Koi get big.
Wow. Not if you put them in a bowl. They die too soon. Hackett spent about 25 minutes hauling in the carrot. Said, I always knew the carrot was in there, but never thought I'd catch it. He released the famous fish back into the lake and celebrated. Guess what he had for his celebration in Champagne, France?
A beer.
A cup of tea. Britons are... I can't say Britons are weird because then Vlad will take offense.
He's boring. It doesn't matter.
Okay. That was Scott, by the way. That was not me. Just so you know, Vladdy, okay?
Tony can throw his voice, just so you know.
No, if I could throw this voice, I'd have thrown it away and got a better. I want Tom Selleck's. That way I can narrate my own life story on Netflix.
Ooh, that would be fun.
Wouldn't it, though?
At this point, I lost it completely.
Who would you have narrate your, like if they were going to do a documentary of the Scott Combs story?
Morgan Freeman.
Really?
Yeah, I love his voice.
Huh.
I think he's
I was one of Richard Kiley, but he went off and died.
yeah, but Freeman has got this wonderful cadence that I just love. There's something about it that just feels like he's engaged.
Oh, who's the what's his duck? He does some on PBS. He's the little round doctor guy in one of the NBC shows. Can't think of his name now. He was in the Owen Meany movie.
Oh.
Remember, he was great. I can remember everything he's ever played in.
But maybe Patrick will know his name.
Yeah, he'd be cool to narrate mine because it's. I would think.
Yeah,
actually, as long as I'd go with the old standby.
But Selleck?
Nope.
Me.
Bill,
the Wonder voiceover.
Think Caddyshack.
Bill Shatner.
No.
Oh.
Caddyshack?
Well, I don't know.
Saturday Night Live, Groundhog Day,
Bill Murray.
Busters, thank you. Bill frickin' Shatner. My life story would be longer because there would be pauses in strange places. I try. Do you ever, when you read something that someone wrote, right? You know, you get into the flow of how they wrote, of how they would think. I suspect how they would talk.
Yep.
Not with Shatner, boy.
No.
You can put the long. You can put the long paw. Zin anywhere.
This is true, really news. Send email to TITR@netradio.network.